For you today. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber, Greg Anthony on our sideline as reporter David Aldridge. And a bit of a treat for all our fans out there. The one and only Kobe Bryant's going to join us for this portion of the broadcast. Kobe, what a great honor to have you with us. Thanks for stopping by.
No, happy to stop by. Thanks for having me.
You might have a career in broadcasting, though.
I'm good. I'm good.
No chance, huh?
No, thank you.
I'm glad we've got you tonight. With that road trip behind them, the Lakers ready to perform in front of their Los Angeles fans. These guys are hot, no doubt about it, continuing to put up win after win.
I'll tell you what, this building has been really a tough place to come in and get a win. They really play their best basketball when they're home. Not surprising, but it certainly makes them a difficult team to beat when they're on their home floor.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Paul George is out there with Luke and Mbah-a-Moute. And it's Adams in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's James. He picked up 30 points in their last win against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. And Robertson kicks to Westbrook. And James pulls it down. And here's the Lakers coming off that win against Minnesota.
And when you shoot a high percentage from distance, that gives you momentum and really keeps the opponent on the ropes.
Well, especially important on the ropes. Sinking those deep shots makes it hard for the other team to build momentum.
Now, here's George. He's coming off a 22-point game against Dallas.
His big night wasn't limited to his offense. His steals numbers were way up there, and it was a special night for him in just about every way.
Just 2 to shoot. Here's Robertson. A three-pointer, no good. And with all the different technological advances in the league, you see a lot of player and coaches now reviewing clips and tablets and a lot of film sessions. I know you used to study a lot of the league's videotapes. How much easier is film study now, say, from the time in the late 90s when you got in the NBA?
It's so much easier.
Really?
Oh, my God. When I used to get in the hotel room, you used to have to call the front desk. They used to roll up the TV on the wheels.
With the VCR machine.
With the VCR connected
to
it, right? And I have to have all of these tapes. And you got to put the tape in, and you got to rewind it. You got to forward it, rewind it. Yeah. Now it's just everything's right there in front of you. Right? And it's very easy to skip and go to the next game and then jump back to the game before or fast forward to the fourth quarter. I mean, it's so easy now.
You got to play against some great defenders in the NBA like Draymond Green of Golden State and others. What are some of the things that, I mentioned Draymond Green, that he does as a player that you think separates him from the rest of the defensive guys in the league?
He does his research. He does his homework.
You can tell.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can tell. When you watch him play, he puts himself in position before the offensive player even attacks. And how does he know that? Because he's watching film. He studies. He knows the player's tendencies. And so when you mix in the research to go along with his frame and the quick hands and the foot speed, then you have a defensive player that's a force.
Lakers have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. You know, Kobe, the league seems to be moving away from isolation basketball, sometimes called hero ball, in favor of more ball movement, more fluid offense. What do you make of that trend?
Well, I think it's the right thing. I mean, if you look at the way the Knicks played, for example, you had Bradley, Phil's coming off the bench.
Well, you are a historian. You love the history of the game, don't you?
Oh, my God.
I mean, I can just tell working with you.
Yeah. Holtzman was coaching. You had Frazier out there. I mean, they moved the ball. I mean, everything was predicated on ball movement, as was the Celtics with the ball out there. And then in the 80s, things changed a little bit. You start going to more isolation ball, where guys would post deep and force the double coverage to come all the way down to it, and then you start moving the ball around. Now you start seeing a spread offense where the ball's moving again like it was when the Knicks were playing, when the Celtics were playing. And so, I think it just depends on the style of defense that you're seeing and the personnel that you have. I think that determines your style of play.
And here is Los Angeles now. Kuzma passes to James. Now here's Ingram. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Unloads from 13. Yes, that goes in. And Kobe, you look around the league and you see a lot of former players as head coaches, guys that you actually played against. Have you ever thought about coaching down the line?
Oh! Did you see that? Did you see that?
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
And that replay is sponsored by Under Armour. Another unleash chaos moment, giving us an excellent perspective on the play. Now here's Ingram. He's guarded closely, and LeBron gets it to go with the assist from Ingram. And it's 8 points for LeBron. And Kobe, your spectacular high school career at Lower Merion High School in Philadelphia, and that Philadelphia area paved the way for your NBA career. Talk about some of the highlights of your days in high school.
Well, my days in high school they were fun. I mean, I played at a small high school called Lower Merion High School, so not too many people heard of it. You come to Philadelphia, the schools that you hear of are Overbrook, where Wilt Chamberlain went to school, Bartram, right, where Earl the Pearl Monroe went to school, right? But you only ever heard of little old Lower Merion High School, right? So it was a huge honor to be able to bring a state championship to Lower Merion and kind of put Lower Merion on the map. And that's the most exciting part about it.
Oh, a terrific story indeed. A huge honor, I'm sure. And Lillard kicks to Mygm. And Adams sends it back. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams. George against LeBron. Here's McGee, and it's McGee with the jam.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Oh, okay, you've done your job so far, but the question is now, can they sustain this level of energy? It's still a lot of game to play.
Talk, Kobe, about some of the great one-on-one scores. You might be the best ever, actually. But when you take a look at the crop now, who are some good guys in that one-on-one category that you like?
Kyrie, sensational. Yeah,
great handle. How about his handle? Like one of the best ever.
Yeah, but he can post too, though. I mean, that's the thing is he can post up. He can turn left shoulder. He can turn right shoulder. He can shoot a left-hand jump hook coming across the middle. He can pull up going left. He can pull up going right. He can attack off the handle. He can attack off a triple threat. He's built the game without any weaknesses. I think most players, should be thankful that he's not 6'6".
You're right. He'd be Kobe Bryant. He'd be Kobe Bryant. But I always thought that his dad played big-time college basketball, played in Australia. Your dad played. I mean, there is something inherent, regardless of how much, that comes from the son of a pro player.
Growing up overseas as well.
Exactly, in Australia.
Growing up overseas as well. And look at his game being so fundamentally sound, having basic structure. There's a lot to be said for that.
Absolutely.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
Ingram with it. His point totals exceed any reasonable expectations. Somehow he's managed to average about 34.5 points a game.
And let's see some of the numbers here for Paul George. Just an incredible month of basketball. Averaging around 26 points per, almost 3 steals and 6 rebounds. And you love his anticipation. All those steals, he's always a step ahead, reading plays before they develop.
His nose for the ball has never been better. I mean, his transition defense really stands out. If you get careless in the open court, he'll make you pay.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
Shoots the 3. The Lakers with the rebound.
You can't fault him for taking it. I mean, he's that wide open. You can't pass that shot.
Kobe, you've made no bones about patterning your game after Michael Jordan. You watched him while growing up. Can you give us a little insight into the impact of what he meant to you and how he formed you in some ways?
Sure. Well, I think most players growing up, at least my generation, probably watched them play and saw all of the fancy plays, the dunks, the highlights, and things of that nature. What I focused on was how he got there. The moves, the timing, fundamentals, the spacing, the rhythm. That's what I studied meticulously, and so when I watched him play, I think I watched him play a little differently than others. Having not gone to college and all these other things, growing up overseas, I had to learn the fundamentals by watching and observing the greats, and to the most minute details.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Ingram, he's checked in for the Lakers. Nerlens Noel checks in for the Thunder. Dennis Schroeder comes in for Russell Westbrook. Kobe LeBron said he learned so much about how to approach the game when you shared the floor on Team USA. What was it like playing with a guy like him, as you also played with Jordan, and then going up against him all those years?
Well, I think it was a shocking experience for them, because I don't think they realized how much I talk trash.
No.
Yeah,
what?
I don't think they knew, because, when you from a distance, you thought you were quiet and all some stuff, and you get to practice, and I just don't shut up. And I'm just saying really brutal things about their game. It's just, they're getting really ticked off. But
then, because you were right.
Yeah, but then the intensity of practice goes up another level. And then we'd all go out to dinner, and then the next morning, we come into the meeting, and I've already been working out for 2 hours. And so then they see that. And then, D-Wade would come up and say, hey, man, I want to join in the workout. What time are you going? 5 a.m. I could be down there working out. Then Brian said, I want to come too. Then Brian would show up, and then Melo would show up. And all that slowly but surely, we have our whole USA team in the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning.
What a constructive time that was for those other players.
But it was fun for all of us, because we got a chance to hang around each other and think about the competition. Right? So now when we come back to the NBA, fans are getting a better product, right? Because we've all been working out and pushing each other and getting better off of each other. So now when we step out and compete against each other, that means we have to take our games to another level.
That's a great story. Yeah. That's a great story. You look back to the final game as a player, Kobe, all the emotion that was building up for that moment. Then you go out and score 60 points. Surreal moment. Did you ever think for any moment that maybe I've got 1 year left in the tank after that 60-point performance?
You know what? It wasn't a matter if I had another year in the tank. It was just, I just don't want to do this. Yeah, I wake up in the morning, my body's sore. That 60-point game was everything I had left for that year, and to be able to have to reboot that and reset the system all over again, no thank you.
People don't see that side of it, do they?
No, they don't. But it's just nor do we want them to. Right? We want them to appreciate being entertained and coming to a game and taking their mind off of whatever it is they want to take their mind off of. It's an opportunity for them to escape, and that's what we provide. So that's completely fine.
And so he hits both.
And think about the high ceiling that this kid, Brandon Ingram, has. I mean, with his long arms, he could reach the rafters.
Well, Kobe, something that's such a huge tool in the NBA and the team's offense is the pick and roll, the screen roll game. You've done it as well as anybody. Just how are the nuances and the attention to detail important to make that play work?
Well, it's really important, but the screen roll today is run differently than it was, say, when Utah was running it with Stockton and Malone. What you're seeing now is more of a spread floor screen roll action where it makes rotation very difficult because you have to rotate off the shooters at a distance.
Right.
So now what you tend to see more teams try to down pick and roll coverages and sending guys to one side of the floor and try to play the screen roll coverage with 2 men and try to not have 3 guys in the action. You have to rotate and now push your team behind. Right? And that it's a dance of, can you play the screen roll with just 2 guys? On offense, can I force you to have a 3rd guy come in and rotate? If I can do that offensively, then you're behind.
Under trailing by 12. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Schroeder banked in off the glass. Schroeder's got his first 2 points. Kobe, you look at all the former Defensive Player of the Year, and they're almost always big men. You were a 9-time first-team all defensive selection in the NBA. Do you think guards sometimes get overlooked at the impact they have in a game and a play?
Yeah, they definitely do.
All the time, huh?
I think the bigs have a huge responsibility in protecting the rim, and those things are very easy to measure.
Right, block shots,
blocks,
and exactly, rebounding,
altering shots or defensive rebounds. For guards, it's tougher. Guards is tougher, but still in all, there's some guards out there who have done it. You know, Michael and Gary Payton, and Kawhi Leonard. I count him as a guard. They're just phenomenal defensive players.
Where does that mindset come from? That defensive mindset when you're an offensive gifted player like yourself?
Well, I think that's a truly competitive person. Some players will call themselves competitive, but you're not truly competitive if you only compete at one end of the floor. That's not what true competitive people do.
3 throws good from Noel. Lakers leading by 10. There's 1:54 left to play in the first. Pass to Hart. 3-pointer. The shot comes out, and it's Oklahoma City the other way. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
But I like that they attacked those weaknesses. They made them pay for a lackluster effort.
The shot's good. 1:29 left in the first quarter. Beasley outside. Hole with a wide open look. That 3 off the mark.
He finds a major hole in the D beyond the arc. They still can't cash in on it.
Grant against Stevenson. Second chance shot. Grant with the bucket, getting it done inside. Grant's got his first bucket of the night.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Takes the 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Noel's got his 4th rebound in this one. Inside. Kicks it out to Schroeder. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Here's Grant. Hands it from downtown. Now it's just a 3-point Los Angeles lead.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from 3.
Pass the ball. Ingram setting a pick for Ball. Beasley the screen. 6 to shoot. Stevenson dishes to Beasley. Here's Hart. Misses off the left iron. To the middle. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop. And so it's LeBron James making things happen for the Los Angeles Lakers. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we'll be right back after this.
I guess Microsoft doesn't understand that they're breaking hardware again.
And a moment now to hear from Steven Adams as he reflects back on a life growing up as the youngest of 18 children back in New Zealand.
So, like, the youngest over there has to do everything, like all chores, pretty much 18 years of being rookie. That's pretty much all it is, and people just beat you up for no reason.
Hard to imagine growing up in such a huge family, but it sounds like maybe it prepared him for life in the NBA.
Yeah, I'd say it might have toughened him up a little bit, that's for sure. Wow, 18? That is mind-boggling.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here. What have they been doing or not doing in the game?
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure game seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
That's what happens when you're aggressive on that end of the floor. They took a few chances and took control of the game.
On the floor for Oklahoma City, getting going here in the second quarter. Grant is out there with Noel. Then there's Felton. And then there's Steven Adams. And it's Schroeder in at the point guard position.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. So you were a player who lived in the gym. What motivated you as you go back and look at all those hours you spent in the gym to do that, to follow that path?
I loved it. I loved the game. It wasn't a matter of working hard. I didn't realize I was working hard until like my second or third year in the league, when I realized here in the NBA, a lot of players don't do that.
Right.
It was kind of a big shock to me. Like, I assumed everybody in the NBA
just worked hard.
Yeah, but to me, it wasn't hard work. It's like, I love doing this. Like, there's no place on earth I'd rather be than be here in this gym with the basketball and the hoop.
But the greats are always the hardest workers. I mean, right? Have you ever seen a great player who is not the hardest worker on their team?
No, I've seen players have great seasons, and, you know, and then the next season, it's not so much, right. And then they have another great one, and the consistency isn't there. The truly great players love what they do, and that looks like a look to the outside world.
Did you enjoy playing the game? There was so much you put into the game, but did you enjoy the game?
I did. I enjoyed the game. I loved playing with competition and all that, the getting ready and all that, but I enjoyed practice more.
Did you?
I did. I enjoyed training and practice more than I did the game.
It is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line. That sends Brandon Ingram to the free throw line. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel. Lakers shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
One shot.
And that one falls for Ingram. Under trailing by 6. There could be more and more front offices around the NBA embracing analytics. At the same time, a lot of veteran executives who have kind of the old-time group have been somewhat critical of that approach. Which side do you take?
Well, I mean, I think there's use for analytics. You know, what they do is they tell you what's happening or what's happening. But you still need the keen eye to be able to understand why they happen. And that's what numbers can't tell.
Put some meaning in back of the numbers.
Exactly, yeah. Right? It's tough to understand if you see a player shooting this percentage. You know, his first 5 games of the season, he shot X. The last 3 games, he shot Y. And you don't understand why. The numbers will tell you that. But maybe he had something going on at home that was bothering him emotionally. Right, and therefore his focus was elsewhere, and so his shooting percentage went down. Right, the numbers don't show you that. It doesn't show you the emotion of a player.
Well, it seems like with more threes and more skill-based play, the league is adapting more of a European style of play. You grew up in Italy, Kobe. You know about that style. You appreciated that style. How did that impact your personal development as a player?
Well, tremendously. I mean, if you look at the era in which I grew up in Italy, you look at the players that came out of it. It's myself, Pau Gasol, Manu Ginobili. I mean, there's a lot of players that grew up in that same time frame that play the game fundamentally sound, because I think all the coaches here in America are doing camps and clinics for coaches overseas.
Like Hubie Brown, right?
Exactly.
You always go overseas.
Exactly. Exactly. And so we were products of that teaching. So all of our coaches growing up were implementing the fundamentals and the basics of the game taught by these amazing American coaches. And so we're kind of fortunate in terms of the time that we grew up.
Noel gets hauled in by Los Angeles. And going against Oklahoma City, their first meeting of the year.
And this game kicks off a 4-game season series between the 2 teams.
Yeah, I expect this first one to be a battle of wills, though. I mean, each side trying to gain the upper hand, not just for now, but for the rest of the series.
Russell Westbrook's checked in for Oklahoma City. Thunder trailing by 7. And Kobe, while those coaches were imparting the fundamentals abroad, did that get lost in translation, you think, here in the States?
Well, I think they just took it for granted. I think players took it for granted. And you start seeing the teaching starts slipping. It's like, you know, if you have a parent that's constantly telling you to clean your room, after a while you start tuning out.
Yes.
And I think a lot of that is what happened here in America, which is why you see some of our fundamental skills erode over time.
Are you saying that your girls, your 14, your 11, they tune you out?
Oh, my God, yes. I can say something 1,000,000 times. But if Beyonce says it one time,
yeah, it's law.
That's it. Hey, dude, I've been saying the same thing for years. No one listens to me.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. George is checked in.
Not quite airtight defense right there, but his release was a little bit off on the jump.
Under trailing by 9. And Kobe, something that has changed in the NBA over the course of your career is the role of the power forward, the 4. More and more you need to be able to stretch the floor, take your guy outside, shoot the 3. Do you feel that that's a trend, or is that something you think that is here to stay in the NBA?
Well, you know, I think things will evolve and things will change. I mean, you start getting power forwards like Tim Duncan and Garnett back in the league, Dirk. All of a sudden, it becomes less and less of a commodity to have smaller fours. Right. Because you're going to need to deal with the Tim Duncans and the Garnetts of the world. So I think it's just a natural evolution thing.
Did you, when you had to guard a big like that, ever fear going out and trying to get him on the side, or even working him inside the lane where he would have more power, more advantage?
No, I never worried about it too much. What I try to do is I always try to study the film and figure out what their tendencies are, what their sweet spots are, and you just try to get them off of that. It's not necessarily about the size of them, but how do you get yourself in position where you can knock them off down just a little bit and use the lack of size that you have to disorient them.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. And a switch here also for Oklahoma City. Roberson's checked in. Kicks it to Westbrook. Knocks it loose. And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. And after 20 years in the NBA, Kobe, you were able to play with so many teammates. Can you make a short list of some of your favorites over the years?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Pau Gasol for me. Derek Fisher.
And a quality person.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just the nicest guy you'll ever meet.
Yeah, right.
And Derek Fisher, Ronnie Turiaf is one of my all-time favorites. Lamar Odom, Shaq, obviously, Robert Horry, Rick Fox. I mean, I've been very fortunate to play with some great teams. Horace Grant, AC Green. I mean, let's go. Brian Harper. I mean, I can go on and on all day long. Brian Shaw. I was very fortunate to have some really good teammates.
And the trend around the league, Kobe, is more offense, more three-pointers, certainly spacing, fluid offense. Scoring is up around the league in a measurable way from, it seems like, year to year. Do you like the way this is trending, or do you think the NBA should maybe put a governor on this, harness it in just a little bit?
Well, I think it'll swing back to the way, I mean.
Do you?
Yeah, because the game has gone through that progression before. It's constantly evolving. And so I think you'll see it swing back eventually. You'll have a couple teams that are just big and may have a dominant post player, and all of a sudden you're going inside, and then that team will win a championship, and then the rest of the teams in the league will try to copycat the way the game is played that way. Then things will swing back. So it's just natural evolution of the game, I think.
Here's Roberson. He kicks to Westbrook. And Bahamute, the pass to Westbrook. Shoots over Lillard, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Damian Lillard. A lot of different ways to lead in the NBA, Kobe. It seems like your leadership style evolved over the course of your career. Talk about that aspect of your game.
Well, in the first half of my career, I was more of a tactician, more of a floor general. And then the second half of my career, I had to really start thinking about the emotions of the group and connecting with the group more and thinking more outside in as opposed to inside out. But I was also, I was very tough on guys. I wasn't there to make new friends. I was there to help you be the best player you can be, to help us win a championship.
Tough sometimes to have a guy that you're close to take some harsh criticism?
No, because the goal is what? To win a championship. This is why we're here. This is why I'm sitting in this leadership position. I owe it to the team to help us get in that direction. And we can sit here and be nice to each other and tell each other what we think we want to hear. And then at the end of the season, we can all hug each other and say, you know what, we'll get them next time.
Shots good from Mbamute. Some say, Kobe, that the shooting guard crop in the NBA right now, a little light in terms of depth, not quite as many top two guards as we used to play the game. Who do you like among some of the two guards you see now in the NBA?
Well, it depends who we're considering a two guard.
Right, because they just blend,
twos,
don't they?
threes, they all just blend.
Combo guards, you're playing some forward position. It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah. So, shooting guards to me are guards that have to do everything. You have to be able to play the post. You have to be able to play the perimeter. You have to be able to play the point. You have to do everything. So I put Russell Westbrook Westbrook in that category. Look at James Harden in that category. Look at Kawhi Leonard in that category. There's a lot of players I'm forgetting. Even Giannis, I would say, is a 2-guard because of what he does.
Yes.
So there's a lot of talented guards out there.
Did you like the ball in your hand, bringing it up, or would you have rather someone else bring it up, then get it to you in the half court, and then do what you did?
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm jealous about Michael. Because Michael didn't have to do that. He had
Right.
Pippen.
Yes, right. Who always brought it up.
Yeah,
yes,
so he could
yes.
focus on coming off the screens and catching and shooting. He didn't have to think about facilitating first. He could think about scoring and then passing out a double team.
And the dunk by LeBron.
Love watching James show off his muscle. No one getting in his way. The D can't stop him.
So, Kobe, in retrospect, what has caught your eye now, a year away from the game, that perhaps didn't resonate when you played the game?
The time required to do it, right? Because when you step away from the game, you realize all the things that you missed. You know, taking the kids here, being there, being at home with them, just giving, our newborn baby a bath every single night, like those things, right? But when you're playing, you're so immersed, so obsessed over the game that you don't even realize what you're missing. You don't even know. Like, I don't even see it. Wasn't even aware. So having that perspective now has changed things.
And that one, good. So last season, Kobe, one of the closest MVP races we've had in a long time, came down to Westbrook and Harden. Who did you think was going to win before the results came out, and why?
Yeah, I didn't even stop to think about that because they're both like little brothers to me. So even though I could sit there and say,
LA kids too.
Yeah, I know them both extremely well, and they're both extremely deserving of it. So I've refused to split it.
Yeah,
they're both my guys.
And different kinds of games, and both sensational individual players.
Yeah, they're just phenomenal. I mean, they can do so many things in the game, and now I think the next progression for them is to be able to dominate the game off the ball just as much as they can dominate on the ball, right? Because in the playoffs, the defense has a hard time fighting.
And the Lakers making a change here. Ingram's checked in.
You better play up on Lillard at all times, especially when the pass is coming his way. You got to know he's ready to shoot once he catches it.
Lillard against Westbrook. Looking to end the run. And that's 2 points on the layup. Westbrook's got 9. And to have the ball in your hands at all times, always bringing it up. It's exhausting, though, right? That's what they say.
Now, for you, the defense sees you, right?
Yeah.
So if you're handling the ball, the defense has eyes on you at all times. You're here. You're right in front of the defense. When you don't have the ball, you're moving behind them. Curry moves behind.
All the time.
He'll bring it up, pass it, and now he's running off the screens behind the defense. Right? And it's hard to find him.
Rip Hamilton the same way when he played.
Rip Hamilton the same way.
I know.
Jordan, flare picks, down screens, slicing into the post, right? Coming up to the pinch post. All those operational things take place behind the view of the defense.
And he knocks down the first one.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
No good on the second free throw.
Well, you got to admire LeBron. I mean, he's such a competitive athlete. He's one of the most competitive athletes you'll see in all of sports.
Westbrook against Lillard. Goes up at the stripe. And it's Ingram with the rebound.
His struggles this quarter continue. D's done a good job.
Kobe, a big part of the talent evaluation today is the psychological impact in that aspect, which I think will lead teams toward one prospect over another. If you were looking for personality traits in players and you were making that decision for a team, what trait would you value the most in a player?
No, curiosity. Without a shadow of a doubt, it's curiosity.
Why so?
Because curious people will always ask why things work or don't work.
And you were a big why last week.
Because that's the only reason you win, is when you can figure out why things happen or didn't happen. Right? If you lose a game, a curious person will point the finger. A curious person will say, well, why did we lose? Instead of just saying them. Right. They're going to go back and check the film and ask questions. Okay, why did we mess up there? Why did we blow that coverage there?
Come on, shoot!
Passes it to Ingram. 6 on the shot clock. Over Mbamute. And it's Ingram missing.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Here's George. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
For Oklahoma City, they have shot 3 of 6 at the foul line. They throw good, Paul George. For the Thunder, Adams, he's checked in for Noel. Jeremy Grant comes in for Mba'amoute. And it's Felton in for Andre Robertson. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Los Angeles leading by 14. And here is Ingram. 43 points out last game. They set the pick. James wide open. Offline with his 3.
He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter.
Ingram with the steal. Taken away by Felton.
What? Oh, my God. Really?
George, no good.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Now here's Ingram. He's covered by Felton. The turnaround jumper. And that one's good. Ingram's got 6.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
And you see he's not worried about what's on the scoreboard. He just wants to go ham each possession.
Not as good in the Los Angeles leads. Cut back down to 14 after they get the hoop from Russell Westbrook.
And Westbrook is a terror from the mid-range. Terrific at sticking it to the defense from that spot on the floor.
Hey, Kobe, thanks so much for stopping by and having some fun with us tonight on the broadcast. Hope we can do it again real soon.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me.
Kobe Bryant. You know, Greg, it's amazing to think back on Kobe's career, but to hear the perspective and context in a broadcast setting like this, it's an awful lot of fun, isn't it?
It really is. And you know, the depth of knowledge from the kind of career Kobe has had, the ups and downs, and the wisdom gained through that experience really shows in him as a person, not just a basketball player. He's one of the truly special people who've given so much to the game of basketball.
He is dominating this quarter. He sees a soft spot in the D, and he's attacking it.
Thunder trailing by 20. 29 seconds left in the second quarter. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Westbrook's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And I love the confidence and energy Westbrook plays with. Just an excellent scorer once he gets good position inside.
Grant against LeBron. Mygm. No good on that one. Adams, some nice D. Grant kicks to Westbrook. And here's Felton from the arc. It's not going to go for him. And so it's Los Angeles holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. So far, a pretty lopsided game, but still one half to play. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. LeBron James had it going on in the first quarter. He had 13 points, 4 assists, and 1 steal. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Well, they were completely in rhythm shooting the basketball. Just watching the flow of their offense, everything clicked into place. Fantastic shot selection. They took advantage of everything the defense gave them.
And, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Thunder.
Sloppy ball. Way too many wasted possessions, chucking up threes, missing them. I could hit more threes than that, Ernie. I hope they're talking right now about getting the ball inside, because that's what it's going to take. If they were hitting more threes, that'd be a different story. But if was a fifth, Ernie, you know the rest.
That's it for halftime, as the second half is just a...
We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. What can you say? LeBron James, And Chris, as your career progressed, your free throw shooting percentage jumped up about 20 points higher than when you started. That's not the case for a lot of players. Just how hard is it for a big man to improve their free throw shooting throughout their career?
Okay, that's probably one of the things I'm proudest of is that I have a record for going from worse to that best improvement, and I worked out hard. I had a shooting coach, Buzz. We worked out every summer. I would take him everywhere with me, Kev. I mean, I would take this guy to the club, to church, to a restaurant, to, he'd have to wait outside the bathroom. Everywhere I went that summer, I wanted him, with me because you have to focus and concentrate on it. You think about it, you have to change not only your mental habits, your repetition, but your thought process. So step one is figuring out that shot. Step two is how many repetitions. Step three is can you get that in game time atmosphere. You really can't unless you punish yourself in the summer with running. So if you have to do a suicide every one you miss, or it just was so much work and intensity on it because you have to build up so much trust. Because the reason why guys shoot bad free throws, they don't trust it. They shoot a different way every time. And it was fun becoming better at that. But that's probably one of the toughest things I've ever done was get better at shooting free throws because of the concentration and the time allowed it to try to improve.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So for the Lakers right now, they've got Ingram. He's out there with Damian Lillard. JaVale McGee is out there with LeBron James. And it's Kuzma in at the 4 spot. Ingram dishes to James. Over George. And LeBron gets it to go with the assist from Ingram. James has got 15 points.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
George passes to Westbrook. Lets it fly from 18. And the shot's good after hitting off the rim. He's got 15.
Oh, but they got that one to fall. And they need to keep it up after missing the first 3 shots in the half.
Lillard attacking. And one of the most dangerous shooters in the league, Damian Lillard, only needs a sliver of daylight break to get that baby off.
Yeah, I mean, he'll brush off the comparisons to Steph Curry, but he presents some of the same problems for the defense. Deep range, a quick release, and just one of the nastiest step-back jumpers in the game.
And Damian Lillard, the originator of 4 Bar Friday. Last season, he released the letter O, his album. Featured some pretty big names.
Good on the second free throw.
Well, in every season, Lillard seems to up the ante. He continues to hone his craft. He's a special point guard.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And George kicks to Westbrook. Adams with the screen on Lillard. And Robertson has it in the corner. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Roberson's got his 3rd bucket of the night. And Lillard with his own music label. He enjoys spending time in the recording studio.
Yeah, music, hip-hop, and basketball and sports go hand in hand. I mean, his high school coach was also a music producer. So Damian and his teammates had a chance to get in the studio at a young age. Before games, during warm-ups, they play their songs. I mean, that's what athletes do. That's where it all started.
George with no one around. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
And that's just all about positioning. He gets boxed out, can't fight around it, and gets the over-the-back call.
He's showing good hustle. I mean, a little too much hustle, though. I mean, you got to dial it down just a little bit.
Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Oklahoma City. And if you're wondering where the points are coming from here tonight, here's a breakdown in the scoring between the front court and back court tonight for the Thunder.
Not a lot of difference between them. It's about 50-50, but this game isn't 50-50 right now. They need a big run here just to get back into the mix.
Wasted no time on that one. And it's 9 points for George.
Boy, they have been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Ingram passes to Kuzma. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. 3 minutes gone now in the 3rd quarter. And it's Schroeder in the corner to the left wing. Here's Roberson. Shot clock at 5. And George kicks to Adams. McGee with the block. And in transition, it's Ingram. Here we go. Lillard outside. It's Ingram on the wing. Back to Lillard. And he feeds it to Ingram. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. And the pass to Mbamute. Off target from outside. Los Angeles leading by 14. From deep, LeBron sinks the triple. James has got 18 points in the game.
James loves pulling up immediately off the pass. You can't give him any breathing room, even when the pass is coming his way.
George dishes to Adams. Schroeder with the ball. He's picked up by James. And it's Schroeder missing.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
The dish to Mbamute. Adams outside. Screen by Mbamute. Adams, the pass to Schroeder. Lets it go from 11. Good. He hits the jump shot. Schroeder's got his second bucket of the night.
Oh, great awareness. No reason to take it inside there against the taller man.
Well, he created a little separation from that mid-range. Just a good shot for him in this situation.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Chris, you had to deal with different injuries during your playing career. Some guys get bit by the injury bug and some others avoid it their whole career. Do you think that staying healthy, Chris, is a skill or is it just luck of the draw?
Man, that's a great question, Kevin. I really can't answer that. When you look at a guy like Jordan and seeing him only hurt his ankle one time, or
right.
You know, I do think when you take care of your body and you prepare that you can definitely stave off injuries. But at the same time, I think it's the luck of the draw. If you're a guy like myself and you're rebounding in the paint and there are a lot of feet under you, you're going to come down on someone's ankle and twist your ankle. And we've seen a lot of non-physical injuries, a lot of injuries that just seem to happen out of nowhere. When you look at George's injury with the Olympics that time, or you look at a guy like Steph Curry with his ankle injuries that he had back in the day. So I really can't answer that. That's a great question. It's like what comes first, the chicken or the egg? But I would just say this, no matter how hard you work, it takes a little bit of luck to be successful. I think we all would say that. So I would lean on more so the side of luck than necessarily being prepared and not having an injury.
Good answer. Ingram wide open. Good on the triple. Ingram's got 14 points.
Hey, look, he's not an easy man to defend. He'll get his points one way or another.
Screen by Adams. Here's Roberson. Kuzma pulls it in. Kuzma's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Now Ingram. 14 points for him. And Andre Roberson is going to pick up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Here's Ingram. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
And Roberson kicks to Noel. Schroeder with the ball. Lillard picks him up. Back to Schroeder. Noel sets a screen for Schroeder. Dishes it to George. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Now here's Ingram. 17 points in the game. James, no good. Here's Roberson. Rebound the Lakers. Kuzma's got rebound number 8 now on the night. And Ingram the bucket on the assist by LeBron. James has got 5 assists tonight.
Wow, what a sensational quarter from him. And as long as they have this lead, I keep going to him again and again and again and again.
Screen by Adams. In the corner, George with it. They need this. George missing again.
Now, he doesn't look like himself right now. Nothing is going his way.
Over George. And again, it's the Lakers.
Oh, I love seeing James take over the game. I mean, a ferocious scorer who can flat out light it up.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Lillard comes with the double team. Schroeder against Lillard. Shot, high post. And that one's good. Schroeder's got 8 points.
My goodness. How about the degree of difficulty on that shot?
He's feeling it. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. And that's now 21 points for D.
He's been in control here tonight, helping them get in front with his work from the field.
And Roberson kicks it over to Schroeder. There's a screen by Noel. Schroeder dishes to Roberson. 6 to shoot. Feeds to Adams. And he drops it in from the low post. Adams has got 4 points in the quarter. Los Angeles has gone 4-6 from three-point land since the start of the second half. Ingram kicks to Mygm. Down low. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Wide open look. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Mygm's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Schroeder against Lillard. Schroeder outside. There's the feed to Noel. And Noel throws it down.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
And how about the explosiveness he shows, going from the offensive to the defensive end in a blink.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Grant, he's checked in for Paul George. And it's Felton in for Roberson. Pass the ball. It's Ingram on the wing. He's covered by Noel.
Even that close to the bucket, that's a very tough finish in that kind of traffic. Well, the Lakers are enduring the worst 5-year stretch in the franchise's history. They missed the playoffs in consecutive seasons only once, and that was back in the mid-70s. Last season, they're 4th straight in the lottery.
Here's Hart. He has 5. Kicks it out to Stevenson. He dishes it to Ball. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Hart. In the corner, it's Ingram. Over Noel. Off the left rim and out. And the Lakers have always considered themselves a championship or bust type of franchise.
Well, that mentality runs up against the reality of their situation. I mean, they seem to have accelerated the process with some draft fortune and free agent signings. I mean, especially with Magic coming back, you know the magic is back. This upcoming offseason will be a big one for them.
And it's Ball in the corner. Off the mark, and the drought continues. Oklahoma City has gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Felton the pass to Noel, and that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Noel's got 11 points.
Well, he's doing his best to get them back into this game. He's been money from the field.
Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Ingram kicks to Ball. Pass to Hart. They set the pick. Ball dishes to Ingram. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Dennis Schroeder. And Brandon Ingram doesn't show a lot of emotion on the court. He keeps a pretty even keel.
Yeah, sleepy-eyed, soft-spoken. His face is hard to read. If you ask his coaches, though, he's a sponge, always paying attention and absorbing his surroundings. Well, Brandon Ingram with the 7'3" wingspan. I mean, guard skills with the reach of a center, that gives him a lot of positional versatility.
And he can't get the first one. And you talk about the versatility of Ingram. What position, Chris, do you think he's best fit for?
Well, you look at a guy like Kevin Durant, who started as shooting guard and is now a combo forward. I mean, that might be a mold for Ingram.
Willie Reed, he's checked in for the Lakers. Russell Westbrook in for Oklahoma City. To the inside. And it's denied. And the ball goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Beasley. And Oklahoma City making a change here. And Baamute's checked in. Stolen by Ball. There's 45 seconds left in the third. No good from 11 feet. Thunder trailing by 21. Westbrook kicks to Mbamute. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
Free throw, Mbamute. Good. Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength.
For Oklahoma City, they have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight, 7 for 10.
And collectively, they're only about 73% as a unit right now.
That free throw good from Felton. Raymond Felton hits them both.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
And it's Beasley in the corner. Over Mbamute, and the Lakers with another miss. Grant doesn't go that time. And so it's Los Angeles with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll return shortly. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
We should never get beat like that in transition when they throw the ball. Those points add up right now. Let's be locked in and focused right now.
Billy Donovan, as you can tell, not too happy, failing to get back on defense. A major sin in the game of basketball, especially from his standpoint.
Yeah, and anytime you get severely out-hustled, you're going to hear about it from your coach. And you should if he's worth anything.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. And Oklahoma City, look at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Russell Westbrook out there with Felton. Then it's Noel. Then there's Grant. And it's Mbamute in at the power forward. And finished off by Westbrook.
And sometimes when you want something done, you got to do it yourself. That dunks the shot in the arm they need to really cut into that lead.
Well, Greg, it's certainly got everybody on their bench up and off their seats and cheering.
Well, Kevin, you know momentum is a fickle thing. Sometimes one simple boost in confidence can change the complexion of an entire game.
Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Raymond Felton.
And one thing you have to say about Russell Westbrook, he is an absolute star. I mean, the type of player you can build around and win with. Just the total package on the offensive end of the floor.
And it's Grant in the corner. The bounds, the Lakers will take possession. And so it's the Lakers with it. 13-point lead. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That'll be the second of 5 straight played at home. Rondo passes to Hart. And he finishes nicely on the layup. And the Lakers lead by 15. The numbers Westbrook put up last season in his MVP run, Greg, just staggering.
And you figured his numbers would get a bump, but I don't think anybody could have expected this guy to average a triple-double. I mean, arguably the most impactful superstar in the league.
Rondo against Westbrook. Rondo passes to Hart. Outside Rondo. Beasley the screen, just 5 to shoot. Here's Hart. It's rebounded by Schroeder.
And barely anyone in the area, and still he whiffs on the bunny.
Fourth foul of the game for him. He's starting to get into that danger zone.
Steven Adams is checked in for Noel. Here's Westbrook. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Adams outside. Clock at 6. Schroeder outside. Oklahoma City gets it back. Grant dishes to Schroeder. No one near Westbrook as he lets it go. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder.
And they've shown a little extra hustle on the offensive glass here in the second half. Second chance points are starting to add up for them, and they can use every one.
There's the three. And there's a whistle that goes on Luke Mbamute. That'll be his second foul of the game. And some changes here for the Lakers. James comes in for Lance Stevenson, and it's Ingram in for Hart. Ingram kicks to Rondo. Ingram setting a pick for Beasley. He feeds it to Ingram. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. Kicks to Beasley. And it's Beasley finishing it off.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
But it's surprising, Kev, to see so little urgency on the defensive side, especially with them losing this game right now.
And it's Grant in the corner. No good on the triple. Lakers leading by 11. Rondo kicks to Ingram. The pass to Ingram. Mbamute with the steal. Here's Schroeder, and he uses both hands to jam it in.
And aggressive defense causing the mistake, then cashing in.
What a beautiful steal off of great anticipation. His instincts right there are right on.
Outside Rondo. Back to Ingram. He kicks it. LeBron. Shot clock at 6. With the teardrop. And Adams sends it back. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. JaVale McGee's checked in for the Lakers. Damian Lillard comes in for Rajon Rondo. Paul George is checked in for the Thunder. Adams with the screen on LeBron. George against LeBron. Over LeBron. And it's George missing.
He's got to find better looks, or he's never going to pull out that funk position.
He downed that one from long distance. Ingram's got 24.
He is really feeling it right now. I mean, this is his second three of the half.
Lillard against Westbrook. And that one is good.
You can never have enough offense in the low post.
Lakers leading by 10. Ingram with it. The dish to McGee. A 15-footer again, Los Angeles.
And that kind of sums up the defensive effort we've seen here tonight, guys.
To the paint, stolen by McGee. Nobody near Lillard. And another three for the Lakers.
You gotta love the confidence of Lillard. His three-point shot is money.
Westbrook kicks to Mbamute. Dishes to Adams. Screen by Mbamute. Adams, the pass to Westbrook. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Westbrook's got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for Oklahoma City. Now here's Ingram. He's covered closely. Feeds it to McGee. Pocket 4. And Ingram the bucket on the assist by McGee. McGee's got 3 assists now in this one. Under trailing by 15. Screen by Adams. For three, Westbrook. They grabbed their own miss. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Throw good, Adams.
And as you would expect, Steven Adams has grown into a larger role with this team. Really came in as a guy who could defend and rebound, but starting to become more of a factor within their offensive framework.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Roberson's checked in. Screen by Adams. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
Oh, just a solid screen to free him up. Makes the layup possible.
Chris, there are so many players that can make you just scratch your head and contemplate how did they make that play. With that in mind, which players just amaze you the most with what they can do on the floor?
It's so many. I mean, look up there and let's look at the Splash family with Kevin Durant. The fact that he can score with ease off the dribble or on the catch. And look at Thompson, his partner, can get you 60 points off of 11 dribbles. So just catch and shoot. And Curry, he's Mr. Video Game. He is the human video game. He shoots, makes, and takes shots that you would think no one else has the right to take. So those guys are ready. But then you have younger guys like Antetokounmpo up there in Milwaukee, his length, his athletic ability, his love for the game, his passion. Watching him get involved in those games, he's so exciting to watch. He comes to mind as well.
Here's Westbrook. Kuzma pulls it in. Kuzma's got 9 rebounds now tonight. And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession.
Cheap turnover. You got to make sure your target's ready for the pass before you let it go.
Thunder trailing by 16. Here's Roberson. Now the feed to Westbrook. Screen by Mba'amute. Westbrook dishes to Mba'amute. And the shot goes down.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Now here's Ingram. He's covered closely. No good with the layup.
Aggressive move to the bucket, and the D is ready for it.
Here's Roberson. Pass to Westbrook. Shoots over Lillard. That one's good. The Laker lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from Russell Westbrook.
Oh, he has been dominant on offense. Who knows where they'd be in this game without his efforts?
Now here's Ingram. Defense is right there. Arms length from the hoop. He knocks it down. Ingram's got 17 points here in the second half. Thunder trailing by 14. And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. Shot on the wing. The Lakers with the rebound. To the paint. Paul George with the steal. And now the fast break. George with the ball. And the first one drops. And the Lakers, Greg, have acquired some intriguing young talent. Do you see this group blossoming into elite status?
I mean, there's still some question marks. Injuries have been an issue. I do see some all-star potential for some of their young fellas. Superstar potential, though, tougher to say. They've got something to build on, though, and that's key.
McGee, the pass to James. Back to McGee. Good, and the assist goes to James. James has got assist number 7 for him tonight.
You love seeing James distribute the ball. It shows that he really has a focus for getting his teammates involved.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And when you're scouting a player like LeBron James, Chris, how do you defend it? What's the plan?
Wow, you got to stay in front of him and try to force him to take bad shots. Tell the trainer to get the ice bath ready. Make sure you got some extra tape. And all of this is easier said than done.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Billy Donovan's huddle with his team. He is not pleased, and he told them they have to make a push right now. He said, look, we got to make a move, or I've got to pull the plug. Pretty blunt stuff, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks so much, David. The first one falls. And so Adams nails both of them. Los Angeles leading by 13. And here is Ingram. Adams brings the double team to the middle. Here's Mygm. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
I mean, I don't know whether to say it's amazing or it's sad, but you're down double digits and you still allow an uncontested layup. Where is the pride? Where is your heart?
Bangs home the trifecta.
And look, the D has to be talking out there. They can't make threes that easy for them.
One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync. My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Oh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. George dishes to Mbamute. Pass to Westbrook. Launches a three. Here's George. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Love the grit on the offensive glass. Those are just epic points.
Lakers leading by 12. Here's Ingram. Russell Westbrook with the rebound. Westbrook's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And Mbamute gets to Adams. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Roberson the pass to George. Adams sets the pick for George. Out to the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Screen by Adams. Here's Roberson. Off the mark. Had a chance to trim it to single digits.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Lakers.
The sheer volume of three-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seemed.
Yeah, they sink one and then do it again, and that strategy did work.
And so checking out the record for these guys tonight will mark win number 37 for them on the year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
Hey, you know, guys, what a nice performance it was for D.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're leading by 13. 40 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. A platoon swap here for the Lakers. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Nerlens Noel checks in for Adams. Collison comes in for Mbamute. Grant, he's checked in for George. That's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. Ingram dishes to Reed. Here's the screen. Floats one, and the rejection by Noel. Felton against Rondo. And Collison gets it to go on the assist by Felton.
Nice job to get to the rack before the D could get any help in the post.
Here's Hart. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.